Attention Birds fans, this is amazing. Just when it seemed the Eagles roster was set, ESPN dropped a bombshell. There's a reinforcement available that could change everything. And no one in the front office has said anything yet, but it doesn't stop there. Meanwhile, one of the Eagles' biggest rivals has already started the season with a loss, losing a key player, and as if that weren't enough, an old enemy from the NFC East is doing everything possible to take our throne. Believe me, these are 3 events that could change the course of the season, even before the first week begins. So, if you truly love the Eagles, subscribe to the channel and leave a like to further strengthen that passion. Show that you're part of this family. Asterisk if you've been closely following what the Philadelphia Eagles have been doing this offseason, you already know this team isn't playing it safe. Under the relentless leadership of General Manager Howie Roseman, the Eagles are making bold moves that are shaking up the very foundations of the NFL, and among all these moves, one in particular is making waves: the arrival of Travon Walker. Yes, you heard that right. The same Travon Walker who was the #1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, straight out of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Once again, the Eagles, known for their sharp strategic thinking, have done more than just make a signing. They've made a power move by betting big on a young player whose immense potential is still unfolding. And this addition could be the missing piece not only to solidify Philly's defense, but to power them back into serious Super Bowl contention. Before we dive into what Walker brings to the table and the full impact of this acquisition, let's set the stage. The Eagles wrapped up the 2024 season as one of the most dominant teams in football. With a stellar 14-3 record, they were a force to be reckoned with on both sides of the ball. Offensively, led by Jalen Hurts, they averaged over 27 points per game with explosive consistency. Defensively, they were rock solid, holding opponents to under 18 points per game. That kind of performance doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of a carefully built, yet aggressive roster. Roseman has built a balanced squad full of proven veterans and young talent with sky-high ceilings. The front office has been sharp in free agency, bold in trades, and disciplined in the draft, always keeping one eye on winning now and the other on long-term sustainability. That mindset is exactly what led to the acquisition of Travon Walker. Walker was a surprise pick by the Jaguars back in 2022. Many analysts were caught off guard when his name was the first called in the draft. At the time, his college stats at Georgia, just 9 sacks in his entire collegiate career, raised some eyebrows. But what stood out was his elite athleticism at the combine. Walker ran a 4.51-second 40-yard dash at 272 pounds. Absolutely freakish numbers for a defensive lineman. That kind of explosive athleticism makes Walker a nightmare for offensive linemen and a constant disruptor. In his rookie season, he showed flashes of what he could become. But it was in 2024 when he really started to break through. 61 tackles, 15 quarterback hits, and 13 tackles for loss over 17 games. Those are impressive stats for a young player still developing, and they point to a talent on the rise. But it's not just about stats. Walker is a guy who can impact the game in multiple ways: applying pressure, collapsing pockets, disrupting run plays, and forcing offensive coordinators to adjust. Even as a work in progress, his advanced metrics to 29 pressures over 911 snaps and a missed tackle rate of 14% show that he's already producing at a high level. And with the right system and coaching, he can take that next leap. That's exactly what the Eagles believe. They don't just see him as another player. They see him as a crucial piece that fits seamlessly into their defensive puzzle. Philly's defensive scheme thrives on versatility and quarterback pressure, which makes it a perfect environment for someone like Walker. Now picture him lining up alongside Jalen Carter, already one of the most dominant interior linemen in the league, with Josh Sweat and Nolan Smith coming off the edge. That's a terrifying front. But you might be asking, why would the Jaguars let go of such a promising young talent? The answer lies in their financial situation. Jacksonville has already invested heavily in other edge rushers, like Josh Allen, who's carrying a big contract, and with a tight salary cap, it becomes difficult to keep everyone. Walker's projected salary in 2024 is around $12 million, which is manageable. But his 5th-year option for 2025 jumps to nearly $14.75 million. A hefty amount for a team already juggling big financial commitments elsewhere. That's where the Eagles saw an opportunity. With smart cap management and a deep, flexible roster, Philly saw this as a golden chance. Bringing in Walker isn't just about filling a need. It's about adding a dynamic weapon who can flourish in their system. The Eagles' defensive philosophy is built to unlock the full potential of a player like him. Just imagine the damage Walker could do lined up with the rest of that front. Jalen Carter dominating the interior, Sweat and Smith bringing the heat from the outside. The possibilities are endless. And let's not forget, Philadelphia's coaching staff is known for developing young talent and getting the most out of their players. If Walker evolves as expected, he could become a cornerstone of this defense for years to come. And the beauty of it, the Eagles aren't locked into a long-term deal right away. They can evaluate his development over the next seasons. If he reaches elite status, they can offer him a lucrative extension, maybe upwards of $30 million per year. If not, they can let him walk in free agency and earn a compensatory draft pick. Either way, it's a smart move that keeps the roster flexible and competitive. This trade is a reflection of a broader philosophy the Eagles have embraced. Under Roseman, be aggressive, be strategic, and never stop building for the future. They're not afraid to take calculated risks if it means elevating their team into Super Bowl contention. And bringing in someone like Walker, with his athletic gifts and untapped potential, fits that mindset perfectly. It also shows how much faith this organization has in its coaching staff and its defensive system to mold young talent. And let's be clear, this isn't just about adding another guy to the depth chart. It's a statement the Eagles are saying loud and clear. They're all in. They're committed to winning now and building a dynasty that lasts.